Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's good to be here and I hope you're doing well. We are going to screw around with some more Terracards today. And we're doing that with a focus, right? And our focus today is going to be on grapes. More notably, fuel grapes. What are fuel grapes, you ask? Well, fuel grapes is an essence reward that you get. It is game busting, game breaking. And every good rocket ship to the moon, folks, needs some fuel. Our fuel today is going to be grapes. So we're going to experiment with a few different fuel grape concepts. We are going to fuel our spacecraft. And we are going into the orbit of the moon here today. So that being said, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. I'm a new channel here. Trying to get into orbit myself, of course. And I highly appreciate your viewership. Seriously, honestly, this community has been awesome, and just highly appreciate everybody who stops in the channel, leaves comments. Just a bunch of awesome people here checking out the good old Terracards playthroughs. So with that being said, let's rock and roll. Unsurprisingly, I'm a guy that loves to go with our sunflowers first and foremost. I think it's a really powerful card. It really helps get your energy infrastructure off the ground, and you're gonna see that. If this is your first video on this channel, you're gonna see the power of the sunflower for sure. So obviously for fuel grapes, you know, getting fuel production is key, but first and foremost, we're gonna focus on kind of getting down a general economy and energy infrastructure, and we can do that in several different ways. I didn't necessarily love going wheat there, but I think it is a non-invasive play given our water cost and so forth. So we're gonna go ahead and just take wheat. The main thing I'm looking for right now is blue wheat, and there are reasons for that that will be revealed later. I'm sure you already know what I'm getting at. So let's just kind of roll through here. We do get the silo. I'll take the silo and we'll just kind of hold on to that for now. I do have plans for this. There's something that I've been thinking about to really kind of take this fuel grape build into orbit, and it does involve the silo. So let's just kind of hold those in our hand for now while we patiently look for, well, here's some fuel wheat right here. So this is definitely part of the overall kit I'm looking for. So we're going to grab the fuel wheat and just expand outward. So this is going to give us some early fuel production, which is great. You'll have to see that. The main buff we're looking for here today, folks, is fuel grapes. We don't get it here. We get flush, bunny, light carrot, and veganism. We can actually take advantage of veganism for a while here, so we're going to do that. It's going to help just give us more income overall. Something that you'll love to see, of course. So we're gonna do that. We're going to throw a silo right here as well. And we're going to end our turn there. We do get the watery tree here. Just critical that we get the watery tree. And we have it. In fact, we are experiencing a water shortage. That blue wheat has eluded us so far. But we do have the watery tree in our hands and we can play it. So where do we play it? Well, we can play it right here to save our water production overall. So we're going to do that. And overall, we're just kind of in a holding pattern for our blue wheat. And maybe something else that sort of pops up that's of value to us. Water well is no longer a priority. We have more silos. What did I take? A 3-stack of silos, right? Let's grab some more silos. We're going to take this thing to the moon. We need to really take advantage of double production. So we're going to do that. And you see our fuel wheat here, a nice 32 production overall per plant. And that's, of course, the veganism buff, as well as the silos next to it. So you love to see that. Definitely love to see that. Watery tree, yep, we'll take those early on. It's important to get the watery tree, especially when it's there, especially early on. So we'll go ahead and take that. We're actually going to throw one here too for our future blue wheat. Here's the fuel cow. These are very much in the plans. So I could take it right here. I could definitely take it right here. I kind of like that play. But again, it's going to be another card that we're just kind of holding on to. I don't want to play it too early because we don't really need it right now, but it's going to help us launch this beast into orbit for sure. More sunflowers, don't mind if I do. Shouldn't have rolled past my fuel wheat there, but that's okay. Get that next turn, and we even get more fuel wheat. You'll love to see this, folks. So we're going to go all in on fuel wheat. And the idea here is to build a strong energy infrastructure, of course. So when we finally do get grapes and fuel grapes, we can launch it into orbit. A black water, animals now consume fuel instead of water. That is going to go great for our overall build, giving, I plan to have, what, 20,000 fuel per turn? We'll see. Let's take grapes here. Definitely part of the future ship propellant, if you will. So let's go. So where are we going to start putting our grapes? That's a good question. We could certainly go south of here. Could just start stacking them right here too. Why don't we start stacking them on a landmass we already proudly own? So let's do that. Giant sunflower. We don't have any blue wheat yet, surprisingly. So the giant sunflower isn't really going to help us too much. I'd love to roll into some blue wheat here, if I'm being honest. But we get more grapes. So let's go ahead and take more grapes and continue the expansion of our fuel wheat. Another useful essence reward would, of course, be wheat expansion. I'm going to throw another silo right here. Wheat expansion will just, it will take down greatly on the amount of wheat cards that you actually have to physically own to expand out on islands. So that would be a real useful one here, given the plan I'm trying to put in place here right now. So we're getting grapes, we're getting fuel wheat, we are getting a few key cards as well. We're going to throw a silo down right here as well. So we have a nice little infrastructure for wheat, and the wheat of choice is fuel wheat so far. Haven't seen a blue wheat card yet though, which is troubling, but I suspect we will get there in due time. So why don't we go ahead and let's throw some grapes down here as well. Blue wheat, here we go. That's just what the doctor ordered. You'll love to see that, folks. One blue wheat is worth 34 energy production. It also does boost our water production as well, if you take a look at it. By a rather absurd amount, I'm not gonna lie. Water tank. Yeah, of course. We'll take the water tank. Oops. Selected the cow there instead. So let's keep planting our grapes. Once we do get the water tank in hand, I plan to probably put it right here. It's a good island for that. More fuel cows. I will take more fuel cows. We're gonna need them eventually. Let's go with bright corn. Don't really know how much corn plays into the future here, but let's grab it anyways. Just so we don't have to get that essence reward again when it comes into play. Continue to throw down some fuel wheat. We do get lakes. Water cost really isn't a concern. So let's keep rolling by that. We get more watery trees. I mean, you love the prospect of more watery trees. So let's go ahead and do it. Don't really think you can go wrong drawing the watery tree when you have this little gambit of blue wheat and sunflowers set up. More silos. Could certainly go more silos. We could. Could also go chicken. And we're not quite there with the chicken yet. Let's take more silos that we can't necessarily use yet. But I'm telling you folks, we have some future plans that, if it works right, this thing is gonna go nuclear. So here's the general plan. We'll kind of get a little outline of it going. More silos. I mean, do we really need more silos? Goodness gracious. Let's go more blue wheat. I mean, we don't need more silos, but we could use some more blue wheat. So let's go ahead and grab some blue wheat. It is a definite component that will safely send us into orbit. We have a water tank here. How's the grape production? 88. That's insane. So we could throw another water tank right here. 161. Absolutely insane production from our grapes. Let's grab more blue wheat. We do want to build up a strong energy infrastructure here. This is a great spot for more blue wheat. Fisherman's hut, field corn. Alright, so a few things have to kind of go our way here. Could grab some medium fences. Alright, yep. Let's grab medium fences. Animals are in play, but they're going to be kind of niche, if you will. They're going to serve a very specific purpose. Oops, not the juicer. More medium fences. I don't really need more medium fences, but I also don't really want to continue to reroll. So let's just grab beans. Hard to go wrong with those as well. They do just work well with other cards in general. So a medium fence is going to go here for sure. Let's pay the tax man. Fuel grapes. Here we go. We got it, folks. We got it. This is awesome. Now it does prevent the creation of wine. Okay? Or the further processing of your grapes, but you don't need that when you have a gigantic fuel surplus, which we don't yet, but we're going to get it. So we're going to take fuel grapes, absolutely. It's a blessing to have it so early on. And then we're just going to keep, so what we're going to focus on now, we're going to focus on just absolutely going ballistic on fuel production. And we do that with fuel wheat, which we so kindly get right there. Thank you, game. You know, sometimes the TC gods are kind and smile upon you. So we're going to go fuel cow right here. What the fuel cow does, let's take a look quick. Probably should have looked at the tooltip before this. Fuel cow produces fuel equivalent to half the total of fuel produced in adjacent islands. So if we look here, we do have our fuel wheat, right? And we have the fuel cow that's getting a massive buff off of all the wheat that it's surrounded by. So that is the general strategy here, to maximize fuel cows and fuel wheat to get our fuel production to the moon, which will then send our grape plants to the moon, especially with fuel grapes. So this is the build we're kind of working with here. This is our general concept. Home sweet home would be real nice as well, but that eludes us so far. I can't complain. I got fuel grapes so early on that really hard to complain at this current juncture. Fuel peanuts. I mean, we could start going fuel peanuts. We could start going fuel corn. Anything to get our fuel production through the roof is what we want. But I also like the idea of just going more blue wheat here. Very wheat heavy build. We're going to see how far into orbit it will take us here, folks. Crusher, wolf, water chicken. Don't need any of that, really. Mill? We could grab a mill, sure. Why not? We're making plenty of wheat. We could grab a mill. We're also looking for wheat expansion. Transparently enough, we're definitely looking for that. So this is going to be another fence location here. We want a medium fence there. Expansion's a little rich right now, but we are starting to get some serious income. So we're going to go here. Then we can throw the mill. Obviously not an optimized location, but we can surround it with wheat. Let's throw a mill right here. It does give us the flexibility to potentially make some flour items off of this island here. I like the look of that. Could go more sunflower. Certainly could. Let's take a peek quick. We have some ripe islands, but we have a nice spot for sunflower. So let's go ahead and grab that. Well, we continue to fill out these islands. So we're going to pop more sunflower right here. And we're going to throw some field cows right here. Of course, we do lose our veganism buff in going field cow. The veganism was only a temporary thing. More medium fences, we don't necessarily need those. But I also don't love the idea of re-rolling. So let's go ahead and take medium fences. Who knows, maybe the game will be generous with more field cows in the future. We also have the starting small fences in our inventory as well. So we can certainly take a look at those. We do get the giant sunflower here. The energy production is there to really make use of this. So we're going to go ahead and take the giant sunflower. Is the card that smiles upon you. And we're going to continue to expand here. We just have to buy out these islands here. So I think you kind of see what I'm going for here. There we go. We bought a lot of real estate there, but it's gonna pay off in the end if I'm thinking about this right. Let's pay the tax man, and we do get home sweet home here. What a sweet, sweet, sweet essence reward that is. Game has been very, very generous to us. Thank you, Terracard gods. You'll love to see it, folks. You'll love getting exactly what you ask for, exactly what you need. Let's roll again, just one more time. Don't love any of these options, really, if I'm being honest. I guess let's go barn. Don't love it by any stretch, but we'll take it. What we really need is more grapes. So let's take a peek. Our grapes, we're getting 17,000 grapes per turn. It equates for well over 95% of our income. And that's the goal. The goal is to get that number as high as possible. So giant sunflower here, we could play it. I think this is a good spot for it. Let's get it on the board. It only makes us money. And we're going to have to start kind of getting this to the next level here. With more fuel wheat, more fuel cows. And just more fuel production in general. And we can achieve that with something like fuel peanuts. Absolutely we can. So we're going to take the fuel peanuts. And then we're also going to grab just any grapes that come our way. Be nice to get a little elixir slime build going on because you get free grapes every single turn. But we have the fuel grapes essence reward, and it's not going to let us process grapes into any further structure. So it's not an option anymore, but it would fit into the kit nicely if you can just get the right sequence of essence rewards. Certainly, it would work well. Watery tree, we could certainly go with that. We could roll into an additional fuel source. We could try to roll into more grapes. One watery tree isn't really all of that compelling, so let's just roll here. Could get more wheat. We did just pay the tax man, so we can roll again, and we do get more fuel cows. You'll love to see that. So let's go ahead and throw it in the most lucrative spot, and these fuel cows are making a substantial amount of fuel for us. Things are going nicely. We're about 1,600 per turn for the fuel, which is translating well to... Could go melter here. Corn, popcorn. Let's grab watery tree. That fuel is just going to translate well to our overall income. Take a look at the grapes now. They're 36,000, making 72k per turn on just a field and a half of grapes. Obviously, we have the water tanks there, which are very useful. But you love to see it. You love to see when things come together. Let's grab a few more sunflowers. Sure thing. Put those in place there. Some fuel peanuts going. We have a gnome here. +5 production to adjacent island crops. So this is adjacent island crops. So if you put them here, it's going to be this. Let's grab the gnome, why not? A peanut fest, arboreal bounty. Let's go peanut fest. You know, perhaps there's a place for just regular peanuts here on the farm. We do have some fuel peanuts that do produce. More fuel cows, don't mind if I do. We're going to throw our gnome right here. He is just going to get us more production. On our fuel wheat surrounding. Looking mighty. Looking good. More watery trees. We get some field corn here. This is where a melter's really going to come in handy. So we will grab that and we'll actually expand off the south here. And we're going to start a little corn empire down here. Because field corn gives you a ton of fuel, and a ton of fuel is exactly what we need in this one, folks. More blue wheat, do we need it? I mean, we don't necessarily need it. Could throw another gnome in there. Blue wheat. We have a juicer. Could go sugarcane. Stacked up with the structure. We need more grapes. I mean, what am I doing? We need more grapes. Let's grab water tanks. That can set us up for the future with some grape islands. Making about 100k a turn. It's good. It's not where we want to be, but it's good enough for now. Let's grab some gnomes. Sure thing. More medium fences. Wish there was a discard feature in this game. I don't know if it would kind of disturb the balance of the game. It certainly might. But just to get rid of the cards that you never intend to use. Fermenter, what's that going to do for us? Absolutely nothing. So let's just roll right on by it. We get more watery trees. Don't really need it, but we'll take it. Let's throw our gnomes in place. Gluttonous Feast. Every animal produces 2 times per turn. We also have the Flush, which isn't going to really help us too much. I mean, it's kind of niche, right? Bunny like carrot. Let's go Gluttonous Feast. Again, not really going to do much, but getting more fuel wheat will absolutely do more for us here. So let's go ahead and continue to fill out our islands with the fuel wheat. Looking mighty, getting a ton of fuel wheat per turn. So we need more of a fuel solution here. We need to just keep cranking up the fuel. Watery tree, we got a spot for you right there, bud. Fuel corn, sure thing. Anything to help us crank the fuel. We're gonna want to get a melter installed as well. So a melter is another building that we're looking out for here for sure. Easter Bunny just breaks the game. Don't necessarily want to do that. Re-rolling is getting very steep. Biofuel generator, let's see. Produces 10 fuel for every crop inputted. I think there might be an actual play with that. Something I didn't think about when I was just ideating about this overall idea. But it does produce fuel, and we like fuel. I suppose the question is, like, what types of crops does it work with? Fuel cow, we'll take that. Fuel wheat, fuel cow. Here's our biofuel generator. Okay, so produces 10 fuel for every crop inputted. So if we get like a crazy, like the fuel wheat is gonna work in it, right? Let's see. Let me look at the structure here. Regular wheat. I saw regular wheat, blue wheat, peanut, fuel peanut. Interesting that fuel peanuts can go in this. Fuel wheat. Okay. So if we put it right here, right? Ha! 16,000. All right, here we go. We have officially broken the game. And we get the melter too. And we get the melter too. So now let's check it out. $756,000 in grapes per turn, folks. That's per turn. Now we can just, you know, enjoy the upper atmosphere. We can enjoy orbit. We can see some constellations. We can see a nebulous. We can see all kinds of things in the upper atmosphere. It's 20 production to cows, but 40 water costs. I don't know what the field cows are really producing. Plus 12 value to every item a crop produced. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll take that without really thinking about it too much. Biofuel generator. An often overlooked item, and we also get more grapes. The game is just being very generous with us right now. You love to see it, folks. So let's go ahead and get a water tank here. Let's throw down some more grapes. Grapes, of course, take fuel, but that is okay. We are into orbit with our fuel production. Feel like I'm flying in a spaceship right now, folks. Our grape production is out of control. $6.893 million per turn in grapes. Fuel grapes has officially broken the game. This is day 166, and we have achieved the pinnacle. Now, obviously, the next consideration becomes, how withstanding is this, right? How long-term is this? Is this a strategy that truly can break the game? And that's where I need your thoughts. So let me know in the comments section, what do you think about the future-proofness of grapes, if you will? For lack of a better expression, of course. What do you think? You think we can take this all the way to Saturn? How about Jupiter? I think so. We already have $68 million. We're only making more and more and more. It's a very simple build. I mean, just look at the layout. It's very simple. It's very square. It's wheat-based. It's grape-based. It's all about them overpowered essence rewards. If you get the right ones, they really work in your favor. Rerolling at $1 million, it doesn't matter to us. We can do that. Can seek more sunflowers. Sure, we have some open spaces for a sunflower. So why don't we go ahead and throw that in there as well. But we are nuclear with this right now. And there's no stopping us. No stopping us. Feel corn. Don't mind if I do. We have the melter in place. We are just multiplying fuel right now. Taking a little tour of the galaxy. I mean, should I like build my islands into a spacecraft? You know what I'm saying? I think we need another wing, so let's build another wing like this, right? I'm liking the looks of this. There we go. Got a little spaceship here. The little backwards wings going on. There we go. Looking good. This is a spaceship. We are in orbit now, folks. More grapes. Don't mind if I do. We get weed expansion as well. This is absolutely perfect. The Terracard gods smile upon us today. But we're not looking back. We set out on the mission to break the game with fuel and fuel grapes and the like, and we have successfully done that. 150 million after 180 days. This is probably one of the more viable builds. Adjacent island crops use fuel instead of water. We don't want that. More fuel, we don't mind if I do. This can actually help us fill out some of our islands. So let's get some grapes here, and for the sake of symmetry of our spaceship, let's fill that up there too. I mean, we have to have a symmetrical spaceship. It's got to be aerodynamic, right? Alright, so let's get some more grapes. Throw down our fuel corn there, and fuel wheat. We'll put one here, we'll put one here, and let wheat expansion do its thing. More fuel peanuts. Don't mind if I do. Fuel wheat doing its thing, adding to our overall fuel production each and every turn, which adds to our overall grape production each and every turn. Definitely a cool essence reward to kind of play around with. Field grapes, I mean, I knew it was overpowered, but man, is it overpowered. $3 million, not even a drop in the bucket. Oops, did a double turn there. That's okay. We get more fuel peanuts. No room for a water tank here, so let's just throw it right here. Just because we can. I think the the event horizon, since we're talking about space terms here, the event horizon was definitely the biofuel generator. And who would have thought? It's a card I often just overlook. It doesn't seem useful to me. But for this build, my goodness, does it just go nuclear. Done some more sunflower action. That's a good spot for sunflowers. More fuel peanuts. More fuel wheat. Let's just throw that right there. Let's get our biofuel generator. More fuel wheat. More fuel peanuts. More fuel corn. Don't mind if I do. Grapes. Another silo, sure. Fuel peanuts. Sorry, I thought I had fuel corn there for a moment. Fuel peanut, and that takes us to turn 200, folks. The bill is no big deal for us. Let's go with Dionysian rights. And it says we win, but I just want to hang around for a few more turns here and get that sweet, sweet biofuel generator in our hands, which we get now. Let's put another one right here. Well, actually, let's think about this. So it's all going to be feeding into this. So my guess is it does not double up for you. However, if we put it right here, it would be a good spot for it. Yeah, why don't we put it right here? 29,355 is our 35,995. Plus we also rolled into some more grapes. So why don't we go ahead and get those on the board and just see what the overall income looks like. Let's just assess. We have more money than we know what to do with. We can buy a galaxy at this point. Another fuel cow, don't mind if I do. Let's keep the symmetry of our spaceship so it's aerodynamic. Giant cow fermenter, $40 million reroll. You know, normally I'd cringe at that, but not now. Alright, I think we mostly have, I want to say we mostly have our grapes. We still have 3 more. This build was so effective that I wasn't even able to complete 2 full fences with Home Sweet Home of the fuel cows. And it still went into the sun. Crazy. Really crazy stuff here, folks. And I might be able to just sit here and press spacebar to end my turn. I don't know how far it could take it. If we just simply did nothing more and just continued to end our turn, I don't know how far we could take it, but let's assess here. So it's hard to make out the number exactly, but it's either... It looks like 3 commas, so we're making like 92 million? Is that right? Is it 292 million? 556 grapes? Either way, we are making $32 million per turn in just grapes, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, 5.5 islands of grapes. This is absolutely busted. It's absolutely insane. Each plant is producing 40,000 grapes per plant. That's fuel grapes for you, folks. That is the power of the fuel grapes. So use this strategy. Use it. If you feel like you can't beat Terracards, just try to emulate what I did here. Obviously, you got to get a little bit lucky with the essence rewards, but set up a fuel economy. Go fuel grapes. Get grapes. Biofuel generator, I think, is a wildly overlooked structure for a build like this. And then just join me in orbit. Join me on the moon. Let's go. That being said, though, I mean, we could just keep breaking the game. We could keep going. We could keep getting grapes. But nobody really wants to watch me continue to do this. We're at $534 million. Money is not really an object anymore. Things are going swimmingly. And I think it's fair to say that this build is absolutely 100% feasible. So you'll love to see it, folks. You'll love to see it. I'm going to cut the video here. But thank you so much for your viewership. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. I got plenty more Terracards videos coming out, among other content on the channel. But ultimately, just wanted to say thank you. This community's awesome. And it's been great. I love seeing your comments and everything with this great game. That being said, folks, here's a last look at our spaceship destination moon. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.